Hello. Oh my. Hi, everyone. Yes, please respond. Hi. My name is Dr. Trevor Frost. I'm the assistant professor of music and director of bands here at Lindenwood University, and this is the wonderful wind ensemble. Yay! It's a very exciting time for us because this is kind of like a new chapter for us, and I've named our program New Beginnings because I'm new, a lot of folks here are new, and we're just doing some new things. As you can see, typically the concert band is actually sitting in arcs. How many of you have seen bands like sitting in arcs, right? Yeah. Well, we're not going to do that anymore. No. We're going to do a box instead, and here's the reason why. We do the box because the performers can actually see each other, right? So typically, flutes over here. Hi, flutes. Hi, flutes. Flutes are usually in the front row, right? But now they can actually see a timpani player. Yeah. This never happens. And also, we have our lovely percussion over here who can actually see people's faces. It's so exciting. So we're doing a lot of crazy new things right now, okay? Now, if you you may have seen some QR codes as you were walking in. If you missed it, that is okay. But we kind of go into kind of like the narrative of this first concert here. So how many of you have been to the beach? Yeah. So when you're standing on the beach and the shore, and the wave, and the water comes in and the water goes out, right? So when you're standing there, do you feel kind of like you almost kind of like dip down, right, as the current kind of goes back out? Do you feel that? Yeah. Please answer me. Yes. So that's called an undertow. It's an undertow current. Now, it's different from a rip current, which is much more nasty. The rip current is actually a more narrow, centralized current that actually pulls you out into the ocean, away from the shore. The undertow is more global. It happens everywhere, no matter where you are on the beach, and it actually pulls you under the water. It doesn't just pull you away from the shore; it pulls you under the water. This is what we're doing with the wind ensemble. This first concert, we are pulling them under the water, and they're going to be tossing and turning. They're going to be tumbling all around. We're going to get lost, and we're going to get like, I don't know where I am. We had some, we're mixed the wrong pages in the wrong order at some point in time here, but it's okay. It's okay because we can see each other, we can communicate, and we trust each other. Okay, so that's what we've been doing in the wind ensemble. So I'm going to stop talking for just a little bit. Don't worry, you'll get used to my voice eventually. But we're going to open tonight's concert with John Mackey's Undertow. I'm all sweaty. Excuse me. So after our tumultuous, undertow current, we're all razzled and dazzled and like, where are we? We don't know. We find ourselves on the shores of Japan. This next piece by Yogoto is it's a piece celebrating the 60th anniversary. I'm out of breath. Of the Bandmasters Association in a particular village in Japan. So this is Yogoto's Over Great Waves and Far Away. You'll have to excuse me. There's sweat in my eye. Thank you again for joining us this evening for a wonderful concert of music and for listening to these wonderful performers. Can we give them another hand, please? I'm throwing a lot of weird and wacky things at them, and holy smokes, they are taking it in stride. The first day, it was really funny. I'll never forget this. They actually set up their, very first rehearsal of the semester. They set up in concert arcs, and I walk into the room and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. We're not doing that. No, no, no. So it's just really funny. So we have one more piece for you, and it's by John Zdeklik. It's Chorale and Shaker Dance. Now, how many of you know about the Shakers? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they are a religious group, and they originated from England actually, and they came to America around 1770s. And during that time, they actually kind of laid low because, as we all know, 1770s Revolutionary War, not a good idea, but whatever. So they they actually made little communities in New England, Maine, New York. I'm from New Hampshire, and there's actually a few small Shaker museums in New Hampshire. Now, the very interesting thing about the Shakers and how they worship is that they actually do a lot of physical activity while they're worshiping, dancing, running around, jumping all around, and they'll actually be laughing and singing like little snippets of songs while they're worshiping, and it's really cool. It's really interesting. Unfortunately, during the 1770s, some people got word of the Shakers, and they said, "Oh, what's this community here?" And unfortunately, they did not take too well to this style of the Shakers worship. They, in the Shakers, ended up being persecuted for their, crazy ways of worshiping, but that's how they worshiped. And what was really cool about it was that each individual had their own style of worshiping. Now, we think back and we say, well, that's not really uniform, right? You think dancing like oh, well, you should be doing the same thing, right? No, 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 no. In the Shaker community, each person had their own kind of sins to get to be free of, and that's how they worshipped. They had their own individual dance moves, and they were uniform by being together. So this was a really big talking point in wind ensemble. Okay, so how do we take that concept of the worshiping in the Shaker community, and how do we input it into the wind ensemble, right? Because we can't be kind of dancing around and moving around. I mean, we're doing something. We're a little busy, but we're experimenting and beginning to think about how we can do that in the wind ensemble. Without further ado, this is our final piece for this evening. This is John Zdeklik's Chorale and Shaker Dance. There was our concert for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure that you join us on December 2nd. There's sweat in my eyes, and it's very salty. December 2nd at 7:30 for our holiday concert. Thank you again, folks.